Look at me. Right now, you think you're seeing everything in this frame. You see my green sweater, the books behind me, the light hitting my hair. But what if I told you that your brain is currently deleting about 30% of what's right in front of your face? There is a famous experiment where people are asked to count how many times a basketball is passed. While they're counting, a man in a full gorilla suit walks into the middle of the game, thumps his chest, and walks off. Half of the people, literally 50%, never see the gorilla. Their eyes looked right at it, but their brains hit delete because it didn't fit the mission. This is the dark matter of the mind. We live in a world of invisible architecture, where our brains act as high-speed filters, throwing away massive amounts of visual data just to keep us from being overwhelmed. Today, I'm going to show you the deleted scenes of your life. I'm Willow, and this is the Clever Clover. We're about to look at the things you look at every day, but never truly see. Number 8. The hardware hole. Every single human has a literal hole in their vision about the size of a pinhead. It's the spot where your optic nerve attaches to your retina. There are no light receptors there. It is a dead zone. You are technically blind in that specific spot of your visual field 100% of the time. So why don't you see a black dot floating in front of you? Because your brain is the world's best Photoshop editor. It looks at the colors and textures around the hole, and content-aware fills the gap. It makes a guess based on the surroundings and paints a fake reality over the hole. You aren't seeing the world. You're seeing your brain's best guess of what should be there. You've never actually seen a complete image in your entire life. Number 7. Your nose is always there. Right now, look down. Your nose is sitting right there in the middle of your vision. You can see it, right? But until I mentioned it, you hadn't seen it all day. Your brain uses a process called selective attention. Because your nose never moves and never provides new, useful information, your brain classifies it as visual noise and filters it out. It's like living with a roommate who never speaks. Eventually, you forget they're even in the room. This invisibility is a gift. If you saw your nose all the time, you'd go crazy. But it's a reminder that seeing is a choice your brain makes, not a passive act of the eyes. Number 6. The world is a stage. Imagine you stop a stranger on the street to ask for directions. While they're looking at a map, 2 workers carry a large wooden door between the two of you. During that 1 second of blockage, you switch places with another person. In famous studies, over 50% of people don't even notice that the person they were talking to has completely changed. They just keep giving directions to a total stranger. This is change blindness. Our brains assume the world is stable. We don't rescan the people we talk to every second because our brain thinks, I already know who this is. We see the idea of a person rather than the actual person. We are walking through a world of NPCs that we only partially render in our minds. Number 5. The 40-minute blackout. Every time you move your eyes from one object to another, your brain momentarily shuts off your vision. It's called a saccade. If your brain didn't do this, the world would look like a nauseating, motion-blurred mess every time you turned your head. To keep your reality smooth, your brain simply deletes the blur and stitches the 2 clear images together. If you add up all these tiny skips, you are technically blind for about 40 minutes every single day. You are living in a cinematic masterpiece where the bad frames have been edited out by a master filmmaker who lives in your skull. You never see the transition, only the destination. Number 4. The tunnel of focus. You probably think you have a wide, high-definition view of the world, but the truth is only a tiny circle in the center of your vision, about the size of your thumbnail at arm's length, is in high definition. This is your fovea. Everything else in your peripheral vision is actually blurry, low resolution, and mostly black and white. Your brain paints color and detail into the edges based on memory and quick glances. It's like playing a video game where the graphics only render in the spot you're looking at. The invisible world is actually 90% of your peripheral vision, a blurry, grey sketch that your brain lies to you about, telling you it's a beautiful, full-color landscape. We are living in a high-def tunnel surrounded by a low-res dream. Number 3. The heart's filter. Sometimes the things we can't see aren't hidden by physics, but by our emotions. When we are in a state of high arousal, like being very angry or very scared, our visual field literally shrinks. This is tunnel vision. But there's also inattentional deafness. If you are intensely focused on a visual task, your brain will stop rendering sounds. You could be looking right at a fire alarm, but if you're deep in a flow state or a panic, you might not see the exit sign or hear the siren. Our invisible world expands or contracts based on how we feel. Your mood is the lens that determines how much of reality you are allowed to witness. Number 2. The disappearing reality. If you stare at a perfectly uniform, unchanging field of color for too long, your brain will eventually delete the entire world. This is the Ganzfeld effect. If your neurons don't get new information, they stop firing to save energy. People who stare at a flat white wall in a snowstorm or use sensory deprivation tanks often report that their vision fades to black or starts manufacturing hallucinations just to have something to look at. Your brain is an information junkie. If it can't find dark matter to filter, it will start making its own. It proves that our vision isn't just a camera, it's a constant conversation between our eyes and our expectations. Without change, there is no sight. And finally, number 1, radical awareness. Why does any of this matter? Because once you realize that you are partially blind, you can start to see better. Most of our life's invisible architecture is made of the things we take for granted: the beauty of a shadow, the complexity of a stranger's face, the pattern of the wind on water. When we rely on our brain's autocomplete feature, we miss the magic of the real world. By consciously choosing to look at the peripheral, to notice the unimportant, and to question our own blind spots, we can expand our reality. The dark matter of the mind isn't a flaw. It's a challenge. It's an invitation to stop looking and start observing. The world is much bigger than your brain is letting you see. You just have to look for the gorilla. So, did you see the gorilla in your own life today? Or did you just realize your nose has been there the whole time? If this video made you blink twice and look at your room differently, hit that like button. It helps the Clever Clover render for more people in this giant, glitchy algorithm. Comment below with the weirdest thing you noticed today that you usually ignore. Subscribe to join our journey through the invisible world. I'm Willow, and until next time, keep your eyes wide, trust your brain, mostly, and mind yourself. See you in the next frame.